just Gordy, yeah. Okay, still not here. Okay, let's talk about criteria C first. That was your workbook. So not many people, I don't think anyone actually managed to get 7 out of 7. A couple of things that we need to have always. Always have it lined in the middle of the page. Always make sure you have the date and the title written nice, neatly, clearly each day. Something that you all need to improve on is when you take notes. I would suggest either you have some sort of heading or put a box around it where it's clear it's different than your work, so you can look back at it. The reason is to look back, so if you want to see my example of, maybe say, adding fractions or something, it looks different than all your classwork. So not a lot of people have done that. So maybe put a box around it, or this is an example, or this is a method that I should use. So that's one way to improve that. Also, you're never going to get top marks for your workbook if there's doodles in it. No doodles. Or scribbles or things like that. So if you have a mistake, just put a line through it. Or if you want, you can put an X over it. You do not need to scribble it out, and you definitely do not need to draw random things in your book. If you want to do that, you can use the back of your book for some random rough work, or to doodle if you feel that's absolutely necessary, or use a separate page. I will not be marking the back of your book. I just mark from the front. Yes? Okay. Okay, so those 4 things are 4 things to keep in mind for next time I go marking your book. Make sure those things are there. The easy ones to note. If you're clicking a pen, maybe it's not a good idea. It's very distracting. Jovi, you okay? Okay, so that's for criteria C. So to get a higher mark, make sure all those things, pretty easy to control. And of course, generally, just keep it neat and tidy. Right on the lines. Stack work underneath each other. I don't particularly like the style of putting a load of answers over here. 3 answers and then some random workbook over here. That's not a great style because I want it to link to the question. So if you're doing a question, if you're doing question 1, do the work in it and put the answer at the end with a box around it or something is better than doing this style where I'm not sure which bit of work links to which question. It's the way you're going to be doing it for the rest of your schooling, so you might as well start now. So don't just write all the numbers of the questions down and then just put loads of answers. Okay, so let's try and improve on that for the next time. The criteria B yesterday was interesting, maybe for me. So that was looking at your patterns. We had some adding patterns, and then we had some multiplying patterns. I won't give, and then we had some equivalent fractions. So equivalent fractions, if you're not entirely sure, if I think you're a little bit confused, some of you, on what an equivalent fraction was. An equivalent fraction to 2/3 is, it's unsimplifying it. So I can, like if I want, I can multiply by 5, the numerator and denominator, and I get 10 over 15, and that's an equivalent fraction. Now that'll be the 5th equivalent fraction because you're multiplying it by 5. The first equivalent fraction would be 2/3, and the second equivalent fraction would be if I multiplied by 2, which gives 4 over 6. Now you can keep these equivalent fractions going by just adding 2 to the numerator and adding 3 to the denominator. So that'd be 9 over 6 would be or 6 over 9 would be the next one, and so on. So that's what an equivalent fraction is. Later on in the question, towards the end of the assessment, we had a constantly adding something. So there was these numbers, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, I think. And we were asked to add these up. So if we add up the first 2, what the answer did we get? 3 out of 4. And if we add out the first 3, what was it? Maybe you don't remember. Yeah, it was 7 out of 8. And so we were adding up this sequence basically, or series. And maybe you get 15/16 if you add up those, perhaps if you got that. It was the hard question. This is a very interesting type of a sequence. It's called a geometric sequence or series when I add them together. This is a geometric series adding up. So what would be the next one to add on this? Michael?
15 out of 16.
Yeah, what's the next thing I would add to this? It'd be 1 over 1 out of 32, yeah. So 1 out of 32, and this you could keep on adding up forever and ever. And I think the question was, how close do I get to 1, wasn't it? Or does it get close to 1? Or does it ever get close to 1?
Will it ever be 1?
Will it ever be 1?
No.
No. Will it ever get close to 1?
Yeah, it's always close to 1.
Yeah, it's getting pretty close to 1. It's getting closer to 1. The more things I add to it, the closer it gets to 1, yeah? So if I keep adding something to it, I'm going to get closer and closer to 1. This is pretty close to 1. 15 over 16 is even closer to 1, isn't it? And if I keep adding stuff to 15/16, I'm going to get pretty close. I'm going to look for 1/16 more. This is the classic, if I cross the room, let's say my room is 100 meters long, and every minute I go half the distance to the other side. So in the first minute, I cover 50 meters. Minute 1, 50 meters. Minute 2, how far have I gone? No, I'm halving the distance I have to go. So I'm here now, and I go 25 meters, yeah? So that's 75 meters done, yeah? 20, 50, and what's the next? How far do I go the next time?
12.5.
Yeah, half of that again, so 12.5. So I'm getting there. So minute 3, add that on, I get 87.5 maybe meters. What's the next one then? Minute 4. 6.25 maybe, half of that is 6.25. So what's that? 93.75 meters. So I've added 6.25 on. Am I ever going to reach the other side?
Nope.
Will I be close to the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's kind of a, if I continue this on, what I want to think about is minute infinity. Will I actually reach the other side?
No.
I think that there's a concept here that you would not have come across before, the limit of a sequence or series like this. It's going towards the other side of the room, isn't it? It's going towards 100 meters. At minute 100, we're probably going to be at 99.99 meters. And then we go like half a millimeter, and then we go whatever. And then we're pretty much there. But we don't. But we do say that the limit as we go towards infinity, it's pretty much 100. So that's what I was getting at in this question. Something like this, where we add up and we keep adding up, has a mathematical symbol. Does anyone know what the mathematical symbol for keep adding stuff up?
Exclamation.
No, it's
Sigma.
sigma. Yeah, you ever see sigma? Yeah, it's sigma. So I could rewrite this series, a half plus a quarter plus an eighth plus a 16th plus 1 over 32 as 1 over 2 to the power of something. Let's say the power of some letter. And the first thing I sub in 1, because 2 to the power of 1 is just 2. And the second one is 2 to the power of 2. Because I've got 2, 4, 8. This is 2 to the power of 3. 2 times 2 times 2. This is 2 times 2 times 2. 4 times. So writing this up, I can do to infinity. And that is what I'm talking about here. Or I can just do, I'm just going to do the first 5, which is this. This is the first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this you might see in like a math movie or something like that. You might see some terminology like that. That is just